And away we go. It is the Aftermath, brought to you by Galactic Fried Chicken, right here on BearcatJournal.com. Go see our good friends at Galactic Fried Chicken. They're located down in Dayton, Kentucky, right next to the levee. So just get off at that levee exit off 471 and head into Dayton. You'll find Galactic Fried Chicken. They will get you taken care of. The best fried chicken in the city. Amazing chicken tenders. I love the chicken dunkers. Those are always very, very good for me. French fries, coleslaw, deviled eggs, fried pickles, all kinds of great stuff. And, of course, the amazing Galactic sauce. So go see Shane and the crew at Galactic Fried Chicken. They will get you taken care of. All right, Aaron, let's get this little show on the road. Friday night, little late night Friday night action with the Bearcats on the bye week in football. 74-64 win over Georgia State. It wasn't pretty. They didn't play well. Had little flashes of in and out of looking like they might play well for a little bit, and then they'd go back to not playing well. It was a little bit frustrating. Some of it we'll get into, but I here's the thing that jumps out at me, man. In this new era of college basketball, this is what November is going to look like for most. You're going to play well sometimes, you're going to look like crap other times, and you've just got to kind of push forward until you get some games under your belt, especially when you have those years that you basically have an entire new team on the floor. I thought they looked pretty good Monday night. They didn't look great tonight. And I think that's part of it.
Yeah, I thought the entire game looked sloppy, if I'm being honest. And I think that's...
Why wouldn't you be?
Fair enough. But I don't know. There were certainly things that, you had some highlight reel plays for sure. The behind the back pass from Kerr to Baba, who also had Chom there. So whichever guy caught the ball, it would have been okay. I don't know who he was actually aiming for because they were both following up, but that was...
I think it was probably Chom because it seemed like Baba came out of nowhere.
I'm telling you, it like both of them were leaking behind him, so it could have worked out either way. But I think that was the most electric play we've seen in this young season, and I still don't think that was Baba's best dunk of the game.
The two-hander,
the one he had late was incredible, but probably not the most difficult. Although he almost did a somersault, like I thought he was going to do a backflip as he was coming up anyway. But the dunk, the putback dunk on the free throw,
that was nasty.
Was probably the most difficult dunk.
I forgot about that one actually.
But yeah, all of that was fun, but didn't make up for 16 turnovers. And I know that we heard yesterday, whenever it was, that we keep talking about we want to push the pace. We want to push the pace. So more possessions do open up the opportunity for more turnovers. So I guess that's something that you can run into. And you're going to go through, as you're growing as a team, trying to gel and all of that, figuring out nuances and what your other teammates just do in certain situations. Jordi Rodriguez had maybe the most baffling turnover of the game with the pass.
I don't think that was on him. I think that was on Day-Day.
He put his hand up. Terry Nelson was adamant that was not on Day-Day, but Day-Day, as a leader, took ownership of it because you don't want to put a freshman just and tell him, no, that's your fault.
So I think when the initial design of that, I think, is that Day-Day's supposed to hang out in the corner longer before he circles through.
I just wonder if Jordi Rodriguez was too close to the corner, so Day-Day recognized that and then
potentially yes,
because he was so deep into the corner. Like
yes.
It would have been maybe a 4-foot pass, 5-foot pass. There wasn't much room there.
That could be it. The Jordi did get a little deep, did as he was running the break, did run it a little wide. But Day was, in Jordy's mind, not supposed to have cut across to the other side of the floor yet. And then, you know how that goes, man. You think he's there, or at least like when he's coming, my guess is he was there as Jordy was getting to his spot.
Yeah.
And then Jordy turns his head to look for the ball and doesn't see Day clear. So he catches it and is trying to do the right thing to keep the ball moving. But he did one of these. You can't get it back.
And again, some of this is just things that will come with time, with playing with these guys and figuring out what people do and how they react in certain situations. But all in all, I think that it's just growing pains of a new team.
I think a big part of it too, Aaron, is does Buck Harris have an extra year? No, he does not. Unfortunately, I would love to have like 3 years of Buck Harris, because he is just the Tasmanian devil.
Well, and again, this is why it's fun that I get to watch the telecast and hear the things that they're saying while you're at the game. Terry Nelson pointed out that when Buck Harris doesn't have the ball, especially as he's walking towards timeouts and what have you, he just has his hands balled up into fists, just angry. And he says, apparently he's just channeling the emotion until he's back out on the floor, just holding those hands clenched in fists, ready to go.
Yeah,
he's crazy, man.
I thought about, I was workshopping a tweet in my head all night that was something along the lines of Gary Clark is to the problem what Buck Harris is to the menace.
He was referred to as the menace, actually.
Yeah, we started that. Like, we started calling him the menace like a month ago, and now it's catching on.
Look, at certain times, like I've seen the way that he is on defense, he is a little reminiscent of Gary Payton. And
a little,
just with the glove, I didn't know. I like the menace better than the glove, as the glove's already taken. But thanks for the donation, Hunter. Hunter says, really hope Buck can figure out how to stay in the game. Gonna need him in a lot of these upcoming games. Yeah, 8 fouls in 2 games. Not great.
Yeah, there's some gamble stuff he's probably going a little overboard on, that he wouldn't be doing if it were a Louisville game, something along those lines, where he's trying to pick a pocket, or get put a little mustard on it from the defensive end. Guys usually aren't quick enough to put a little mustard on it from the defensive end. He is. He didn't touch the guy in the last foul. You're right.
And they showed the replay. He did not touch the guy, but that's what those are the kind of calls that you're going to end up with if you are getting a little handsy throughout the game, and you're going to lose the benefit of the doubt. Well, unfortunately,
the thing is, though, he's not overly handsy. If you watch his feet, his footwork is incredible. His defensive positioning, his footwork is incredible. So he's not handsy in the way that we normally talk about guys defending with their hands, but he will try to pick your pocket. And if you make contact, they're going to call it.
I just mean in some of the fouls that he did get called for earlier in the game, that you lose the benefit of the doubt on that 5th foul, unfortunately. Like, I don't think he was overly handsy throughout the game. He ended up with 15 minutes played. I didn't think those 15 minutes were full of like hand checks or anything like that.
He doesn't hand check. Very, very little, very rarely.
It was just when you are getting called for those things, it ends up catching up with you, unfortunately.
And he's been in the league, like he's going to have that reputation. But you got to remember also, guys, we are in the point of the season that we get to every year, where for the first month, everything is a foul. Everything. And then in December, you see it start to taper. And then by the time we get to conference play, it's a bloodbath. So don't overreact because officials do this every year. They call everything in November. And then by the middle of December, it's like, oh, no, that's fine. You can do that.
Which makes me really curious to see what happens once we get to that Houston game. Knowing how Houston tends to play, you need a guy like this.
Yes, you do. The menace. Baba Miller's really good.
He is that. I didn't want to try and get down into too much of the breakdown on players, but yeah.
No, I mean we can do what you do. Yeah.
Just because, like, we saw so many guys struggling offensively tonight. It was a sloppy game. Between the turnovers, I didn't think the shot selection was horrendous, but it wasn't great.
I think it got worse as the game went on.
Because you're trying to force things to try and build, because you know you're supposed to be winning by more than this. It never felt like the game was out of control. It felt like Georgia State was making it interesting, but it never felt like
they were at least in striking distance.
Last game you were at 1.25, I think, points per possession. This game you're only at 1. That's moderately different. You also missed out on just rebounding again. I thought offensive rebounds in the second half was much improved from the first half. I think it was 3 in the first half. Second half, you ended up with 9 offensive rebounds.
5 in the first half, 9 in the second half.
I think they put up I only said 3 because I think they put up a stat on the telecast. But yeah, the official numbers here on stat broadcast ended up being 5 and 9. So you have 14 offensive rebounds. Altogether, 26 defensive rebounds. I don't know. I just, there were a lot of missed shots in this game.
Yeah. I mean, you got 11 from Baba and 9 from Chom, but you didn't get any more than 4 from anybody else. Tyler had 4, then nobody else more than 3. So you didn't get a lot of support for your 2 big guys on the glass.
Yeah.
I mean, they had 20 of the 40. Got to be a little better than that.
Outside of that, 8 steals. Okay. I'm good with that. 3 blocks.
But they also had 8 steals. Not good. They were sloppy with the ball tonight. Super sloppy with the ball.
Points off turnovers, 23. When you had 17 turnovers, that's not great. You created 17 turnovers. Again, just missing shots in those types of opportunities.
That's actually a pretty good number. It's not a bad number.
23 on 17 turnovers?
Yeah. You want to at least, you want to, because there's dead ball there's different types of turnovers. You can't assume every turnover is a live ball turnover into a dunk. So that as long as you're above 1-to-1, it's acceptable. You'd like it to be a little bit more than 23, of course, but I don't think that's egregious. I think you want to see egregious. Cincinnati turned it over 16 times, and Georgia State had 11 points off turnovers. That's what Aaron.
Kelsey Conway sounded like she was in like the submersive that they sent down to the Titanic that ended up closing in on it.
Somebody said she sounded like she was like one of the cans with a string, like from the tree house.
It was terrible. I don't know what happened with that.
What's good, Ron? I'm glad I don't have to listen to any of that stuff.
They didn't have a halftime interview this game.
No, West blew right by her.
I am not surprised. He was probably mad. He should have been mad.
Yeah, they didn't play well. Like, it is what it is. Sometimes you don't have your best night. And look, let's also be honest. Georgia State played like dog piss in their first game of the season. I'm sure they heard about it all week. So
Really?
you got a team that you think is, again, when you're dealing with a new bunch, you play pretty well on Monday. You see a team that you're playing next that doesn't play well. What's your immediate mental state? This is gonna be easy. We're gonna come out here. We're gonna have some fun.
Chops.
Yeah, and then you come out and they jump up 12-6. Uh-oh. Is what it is. I'm not too stressed. I mean, if it becomes a pattern, sure, plenty to not love. But again, this is what November is going to look like, folks. When you are still figuring out what you have, what your rotations look like, who you're counting on in key situations, where the ball is going to go, the end of the shot clock. This is all stuff that a new group has to figure out as they grow. And there are going to be some nights where, it doesn't look good. And it's going to be frustrating. And people are going to flip out. And they're going to do the thing that J-Dubs is doing right here. There's no buzz around the program right now. Okay. Okay. We knew that coming in. They're not ranked. They're in the middle of the pack in the Big 12. They have an entirely new team. There's work to be done.
K Ford rankings today had them number 8 in the conference.
Yeah. That's 7, 8. I mean, look, we've talked about this, Aaron.
Yeah.
Houston, Arizona, Texas Tech,
Kansas,
Baylor, BYU, Iowa State.
Baylor.
I don't think Baylor is in that group.
That's who K Ford had ranked one spot above us.
Yes,
so we're in the next tier. They're in our tier.
Yes, I think there are 6 teams that are up here, and then there's a next tier: Cincinnati, Baylor, maybe Kansas State, maybe Oklahoma State. There's less teams, I think, in that second tier, but yeah, this is how it looks, guys. This is how it looks.
Anyway, yeah, I don't know. Just an overall sloppy game. I thought some of the fouls that they were getting, as we're talking about them being sloppy, especially in the first half, a lot of the fouls they were getting were sloppy. Celestine, or is it Celestine? There we go. He getting that tech was. What are you doing?
It was a weak tech. I mean, I didn't see the video replay of it, but it looked pretty damn weak.
Whatever he said, he grabbed the ball, looked at the ref, barked something at the ref. Whatever he said, the ref didn't like it. You just got to watch your mouth, man. It's not hard, especially if you're looking at the ref. You can look away from look the other way. Look at your bench.
Yeah, it was Tyler Kumpf, and he was like, I swear, I think he called 90% of the fouls tonight.
Maybe he did.
Which it's easy to tell because the other guys had a better tan. The other two. Tyler was at the table a lot calling fouls. The other 2 guys looked like they wanted to let him play. Tyler did not. I thought Antonio Petty and James Duke did a pretty good job tonight.
Early in the season for everyone.
Yeah, I mean, I think honestly, Georgia State, I don't know what the metrics say. I thought Georgia State looked considerably better top to bottom than what they played on Monday. I thought it was a better constructed team, that they had more dudes. Like, I thought there was 2 guys on Western Carolina that could play. I feel like there were 6 or 7 guys on Georgia State that were pretty good.
Yeah, they on the telecast I mentioned they were top heavy. They had roughly about 7 guys, and that's about it. Everybody else was freshmen.
But it would Ja'Kai Newton would have been obviously a big help. He's a Indiana transfer that UC recruited for a while, but he hasn't been healthy for like 3 years. Like, he's been in college for 3 years. He hasn't been healthy at all. So it wasn't a surprise that he was unavailable tonight, because that's kind of unfortunately been his story since he got into college. All right, you want to go guy by guy? Do the thing?
The only thing I wanted to bring up, just shooting, was we talked about a little bit about the shot selection not being great. 7 of 31, 22% from 3 as a team is not where you want it to be, obviously, but 17 of 26, 65% from the line. Are we doing this? I know I did this with special teams, calling it teams. Are we just going to start calling them hard throws?
Hard is not the synonym or the antonym to free, though. That would be if they were called soft throws.
Expensive throws?
Something. We're going to have to come up with something. The thing there, though, Aaron, and look, Baba and Cham are okay free throw shooters. Those are your 2 guys that took almost all your free throws.
What I appreciate about Baba is the fact that he is not afraid to drive to the lane, which is something we lacked. We lacked that all season last year. Nobody wanted to drive. Everybody just wanted to shoot pull-ups from mid-range or threes. And this year, Baba is not afraid to drive. Sincere. He hit the deck, I think, 3 more times tonight because he's a crazy person with his body.
Yes.
Nobody. I don't know that anybody on this team right now is afraid to drive. Sean Abayev drives. Day we know drives. Although he's been a little hesitant thus far this season to drive. Kerr doesn't drive a whole lot, but every now and again you'll see it. I don't know. Just a thought, I guess.
Chad, I wouldn't worry about Ken Palm right now, especially on these like the bye teams. It's a guess. It's a guess based on formula that puts a lot of weight right now onto last year on a team that doesn't know. I would not stress out about Ken Palm stuff today. Maybe in a month when it starts to get some more data, and maybe they're bad all year. Maybe UC just played well and they got their ass kicked on Monday and they were able to hang around a little bit. And maybe that's all it'll be. Will it hurt the metrics? Yeah, probably. Does it matter at this point? No, it really doesn't. Way too many threes. Ron, they did not go get Sean Abayev, Jordy Rodriguez, and Jalen Celestine to not shoot threes.
Even Kerr Kriisa.
Kerr, yeah. Like they went out and got better shooting. They are going to shoot threes. I thought for the most part, they took good threes today. I do think, as I said earlier, Aaron, a little bit towards the end, they were maybe chucking a little bit, trying to get off the schneid because, I mean, really, they made 7 and Day made 4. Kerr made 1 of 7. Baba made his only one from the baseline. Celestine made 1 of 3. Jordy was 0 for 4. Tyler missed 1. Cham was 0 for 2. Abayev was 0 for 5. Look, man, there are going to be nights because of the way they built the roster that we're going to be like, this team can shoot the shit out of it. And then there's going to be nights where they make 12, 13, 14 threes. And then there are going to be nights where they make 6, 7, and people are going to be livid.
And I'm one of the biggest advocates for this team shoots too many threes when I see something I don't like. Tonight, most of those threes were not contested. They would do the step over, the step back, the pump fake, and lose defender when they were taking threes. I would have liked to see probably a little bit more in rotation as the ball's popping around and then you shoot a three, as opposed to all the step arounds. I didn't love either of Mustafa Cham's. Just seemed rushed when he took those. Although he was wide open, and I know that he's all right taking those. Just in the flow of the game when you're flirting right around 10 points or so. I didn't love those at that point.
I kind of felt like he was rushed all night. Did it not feel like sometimes he was like?
Look, I thought his offense was lacking the entirety of the night. I was going to bring that up when we talked about him specifically, but I was just talking about threes in general there. But yeah, I thought that he just looked out of sorts all night, still trying to find his fit.
I think it's just, I think what they're doing with him is the right thing. We'll get to him. I don't want to get into it too. Let's get back to the player stuff. Sorry.
We'll do the thing. So we'll start first and foremost with Baba Miller, 24 points, leading all Bearcats easily. First 20 burger for a Bearcat. Love it. 8 of 9 from the field, 1 of 1 from 3, 7 of 10 from the stripe, 1 offensive, 10 defensive, giving him 11 rebounds, his second double-double in as many opportunities, 1 assist, 2 turnovers, 3 blocks, 1 steal, 30 minutes played, leading all Bearcats. Tied with Carissa, and plus 15 leading all Bearcats.
He's just really good. Like the talent is off the charts. Like he's
got to be everybody's favorite player at this point, right? I mean, the vast majority of people watching.
I think a lot of people knowing how Bearcat basketball works. Buck is probably the favorite player of a lot of people so far. But I don't think anybody would tell you that Baba hasn't been the best player through the first 2 games.
He's quickly becoming my favorite Bearcat. Quickly.
He's really good, man. He's got touch. He's got length. He gets the ball. A lot of guys in that 4 spot, right? They get the ball and they go, but they don't go, right? He gets that thing and you can automatically see like his shoulders drop. And he's like driving up the floor. He's not like, I got the rebound and I'm casually going to get it across half court and pass it to somebody.
Yeah, and it's the fact that when guys are trying to defend him, if they're trying to go for the charge or something like that, he's just Euro stepping around them and taking it straight to the rack. He continues to hit from all 3 levels. It's not just down low, it's outside, it's still that mid-range. So you're seeing still just everything he can do. He passes it well. 2 turnovers. I can live with 2 turnovers from him all day long. 3 blocks was fantastic and a steal. Well done defensively. He did everything you want. He's playing the brand of basketball that we've been begging for. And correct me if I'm wrong. He was what, the second to latest addition on this team outside of Jordi Rodriguez?
There was concern he was going to go into the draft, stay in the draft, and then came back. I don't see Jordi being a Big 12 caliber player. I think you're going to be very wrong on that one. I think Jordi's going to be really good. I think it's going to take a little time. It's going to take a little adjustment. There's going to be a couple bumps in the road, but I think that kid is going to be a really good player.
He's also doing the stuff that we want to see where we'll get to him. We'll get to him.
Yeah.
Anything more on Baba?
Target, guys. Stay on target.
Anything more on Baba?
When's the last time you remember a guy that's played here that can get from half court to the rim in like 3.5 steps?
Terry Nelson got a little over his skis tonight. He mentioned Giannis, and I'm like,
if you're just talking about that, yeah, kind of. The strides are just massive.
6'11" will do that for you when you are also good handling the ball.
We'll get to CJ Jackson. We'll get to CJ.
But yeah, Baba's just so fun to watch. It's been a breath of fresh air, and just I don't know. He's the perfect forfeit for what I think Wes wants to do with this team and this offense.
He's like, if you could clone a 4-man in a lab for what you want it to look like, it's Baba for sure.
I don't know how there weren't every team in our league going after him,
because he's been inconsistent. Like that's the thing, is like he's always been seen as a guy with this massive amount of talent. It started to show up at FAU last year, and now hopefully he's unlocking another level. Long way to go.
A lot of fun.
He's really good. He's really good.
All right, we'll move on to Day. 12 points, 4 of 10 from the field, 7 from 3. All his made shots were threes. No free throws. 2 offensive, 1 defensive, giving him 3 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 fouls, 2 steals, 28 minutes played, plus 14. I thought he was inefficient. Just shooting wise, 4 of 10, not great. But from 3, that was he was the saving grace from 3.
He made some big ones too.
And he cleaned up his turnovers.
Yeah.
Especially what?
I'd say especially in the first half when they got down quick. Day stabilized with those 2 made threes. And it looked like, then they went right a little bit after that. Went on the 13-0 run.
Yeah.
That, kind of they went ahead for good with that 13-0 run. So, and then he hit the two in the second half were also, they were kind of hanging around, and then he bangs in a couple threes and you get a little bit of distance. So yeah, he hit some important shots. Thought he was steady. I didn't feel like he took bad shots today.
No.
Just couldn't get any of and it's why everybody hates the long 2. It's a difficult shot. It's a low percentage shot, and the math hates that shot.
It was pesky defensively, though. I thought all night. I don't think I was never like, oh, what are you doing, Day, while he was on defense. So I think he's just finding his stride as well. But that's about it. Mustafa Cham, 4 of 11 from the field, 0 for 2 from 3, 2 of 7 from the line. But he had 4 offensive, 5 defensive, giving him 9 rebounds on the night, 1 foul, 3 turnovers, cleaning some of that stuff up, and then 3 steals in this one for the big fella. 28 minutes played, plus 14.
He's being asked to do something offensively that he's probably never been in his life, which is a back to the basket, more of a back to the basket player. You can tell the way he gets sped up a little bit that he's still figuring out his confidence down there. The good news is we have seen that here before, Aaron. But the guys that we've seen it before with did not have the touch that he has. He has good touch. He has good feel for it. But it's still fairly new to him. Because remember, with that UCF team last year, he was either in the dunker spot or he was out setting ball screens so they could get downhill, and then he was following behind. Or he was picking and popping and catch and shoot threes. He has not been used as a duck in, make yourself big, throw it inside, make a move and score. Like, that is just not how he has been used to date. He's still very young. I think the more experience he gets with that, the more it will slow down. But for now, there's going to be some growing pains as he adjusts. Like he had an inbounds tonight where baseline out of bounds, got it to him. He had the advantage, and he caught it like hot potato. Instead of just catching it, you don't want to take forever, but you don't want to he's got to get a little bit more comfortable and a little bit more confident in being a guy that's being used the way he's being used right now.
He also had a possession where he was, I think, tried to take maybe 3 dribbles and ended up just losing the ball.
Don't do that.
One dribble, make your move. One dribble to establish yourself, make your move, whatever that's going to be.
There was also, Aaron, I know it's early, right? Early in the first half.
I think so, yeah.
There was a guard standing there 3 feet away from him that was digging down, and he didn't react to it. Like, you have to know that guard is right there, and if you're dribbling like this, he's going to come in and take that shit from you.
Yeah, you're dribbling as tall as the guard is.
Yeah, like you're playing major college basketball. You don't want to, like, once that one dribble, and once he saw that guard shading down, he's got to pick it up and move it, and then go reestablish and get it deeper to where that guard's not a factor, because you're giving free reign for 2 guys to guard, for 1 guy to guard 2, because that guard's still on his man that's standing at the top of the key, but he's able to step 1 foot away and take the ball from Moo. So he's got to figure that out.
I concur.
He'll get there. The kid's really talented. He's gonna get there.
Just pointing the things out.
No, I'm agreeing with you. I'm just saying, like, that's why, is because I don't think he's ever really done this before, where they're wanting him to be a guy that can score on the blocks.
No.
But Wes saw last year what having a team that doesn't have that looks like, and he doesn't want to get back there.
You've also seen glimpses of what it can look like.
Yeah, the touch is there.
Yeah, for sure. Moving on, Sincere Harris actually is your 4th leading scorer, coming off of what we all feared was going to be an injury that took him out for some amount of time. Doesn't take him out for really any amount of time. 9 points, 3 of 4 from the field, 0 for 1 on the only 3 he took, 3 for 3 from the line, 1 offensive, 1 defensive rebound, giving him 2. 5 fouls. He does foul out in this one. 1 turnover, 2 steals, 15 minutes played, plus 5. When he was out there, though, he was everything as advertised once again.
He's a menace. Just a pest. Just that guy. If you're, I think we've all played pickup basketball at some point, right? He's that guy you want to punch because he's just trying way harder than you want to deal with, right? Like, you're like, man, you're really playing? We're at a rec league with a bunch of 25, 30-year-olds, because I haven't played basketball in a long time. We're in a rec league with a bunch of 25, 30-year-olds. Why are you playing like it's game 7 of the NBA Finals? That's how Buck plays every minute he's on the floor.
And
menace.
Wes said in his post-game presser that they wanted to hold him out in this game. He was adamant that he was not sitting out. He is just wanting to go out there. And again, I mentioned it earlier, but worth mentioning again, he continues to drive to the hoop and continues to end up on the floor. It didn't look like tonight he was bracing himself at all, so his body was just taking the brunt of it. But this dude's got to figure out how to get to just the same way the Day-Day did last year. Got to figure out how to get to the hoop without just wrecking everything.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. I think that's who he is.
I think you're right.
And he came in like a wrecking ball.
Terrifying. Tasmanian
Devil. What do we like better, Tasmanian Devil or the Menace?
I like things with shorter syllables that get the same point across. Less syllables.
Okay, the menace.
Mhm.
Sincere's a Bearcat. Yes, I've been telling you guys that since he committed here.
Signed.
Like, he is the epitome of when everybody talks about a Bearcat, it's the way that he plays. Yeah, but I called Skillings the Tasmanian Devil in kind of a bad way. Because he just spun out of control all the time.
I think I only referred to Dan as a baby deer, but Kirk Carissa, 8 points, 2 of 10 from the field. Not great, Bob. 1 of 7 from 3, 3 of 4 from the line, 3 rebounds, all defensive, 3 assists, 3 turnovers, 30 minutes played, plus 10.
This is Kerr. You are going to have nights where he's 1 of 7 from 3. You are going to have nights where he's 5 of 7 from 3. As long as he's taking good ones, I'm okay with it. His 2 of 4 the other night, I thought he should have taken more. Tonight he takes more, but he was a little bit off. I thought he had good looks. I didn't think he was trying to force them up. You know what I mean?
He's also from everything that I've seen in 2 games, he seems to be as pesky as anybody defensively. He continues to just try and draw. He's the only one who's actively always, it seems, trying to draw a charge foul.
Yeah.
And he's probably the most vocal. Like he doesn't do the slap the floor thing that we've seen guys do, but he's just, as soon as they're bringing the ball up, especially if you're coming in slow, he's clapping, he's hollering, he's just getting himself amped up for this defensive stop.
Yes.
And I can only imagine just how irritating he is to anyone who's got to go one-on-one with him.
Agreed. He's been better defensively than I anticipated, but we're not to the level of, the athleticism of high major guards yet. That will he be able to stay in front of him? Because that's what he's been able to stay in front of him so far.
Yeah.
Jack, what's a traditional point guard? That's what I want to know.
Pass first, don't shoot.
Yeah, those are dead. Those don't exist anymore. Like that is out of the game. You cannot have your point guard not be a threat to score. Think about the way the game is played now, and think about, okay, this is the guy that has the ball in his hands the most, and he's not a scorer. I think it like you want a pass first true point guard, Aaron. There's been one in this league for a couple years now. He's not here anymore, but his name was DeJuan Harris at Kansas. And Kansas was an absolute disappointment the last couple years, in large part because they had a point guard that didn't score. He ran the offense. His assist numbers were high, but he was a 0 in terms of point production. And it hurt Kansas.
I think gone are the days. I mean, how many times did we see even Baba bringing the ball up the court over the half court?
Yeah, he had 10 defensive rebounds, and that guy, when he gets a defensive rebound, he turns and goes. He ain't waiting.
So I don't know. You also think about probably the 2. I mean, I guess even if you want to consider, we'll just go 2 biggest names in Bearcat history. Would you consider Nick Van Exel and Steve Logan your traditional point guards? They weren't pass first necessarily. Not either.
No, God no. I mean, Nick could pass. Don't get me wrong. Nick could really pass.
Troy was going to be the third name that I would. He's not quite at the level of Steve Logan and Nick Van Exel, but
Troy scored.
I'm saying that, again, none of these guys were your traditional. Anyway, I digress. I don't want to get into that conversation while we're.
Yeah, we're already way long, and we've gotten through like half of the roster.
Moving on to who's next. Sean Abayev, 4 points, 1 of 6 from the field, 0 of 5 from 3, 2 for 2 from the line, 1 rebound offensively, 1 defensively, giving him 2 assists, 3 fouls, 2 turnovers, 19 minutes played, -7. You warned us about these types of games with Sean Abayev. You're going to have big games, as we saw on Monday, 18 points, and then you turn around and drop 4.
The biggest reason this wasn't a blowout is because Jordy Rodriguez, Sean Abayev, and Kerr Kriisa went a combined 1 of 16 from 3. Or else this would have been a blowout. Like, I thought you want those guys to shoot when they have good open looks. I thought for the most part they took good open looks, and they missed today. And if they didn't, it would have been a blowout. But they did, and you got to find a way to play through that, to work through that. And, you know, that's just kind of how the cookie crumbles here. Sean had a bad night.
Life comes at you. Tonight, he was a freshman.
Yep.
Jalen Celestine, 1 of 4 from the field, 1 of 3 from 3, 1 defensive rebound, 1 assist, 3 fouls, including the tech, 6 minutes played, -8. He was also on the bench getting, looked like heat treatments for his back.
Yeah.
He's got some things going on with his lower body.
Middle body. Is that like you've got upper body, lower body, middle body?
They called it lower body. I'm just going with what I was told.
Know. I'm just being funny here. Yeah, that's I would guess why his minutes were a little bit limited tonight. Cincy Toughness 101, we are not doing top 3 Bearcat point guards of all time tonight.
Ask Brent. He'd be more than happy to give you all 3 of those on Monday.
Do that in a mailbag on Monday. Oh, we might have a guest on Monday.
Okay. So you did talk to Huggins at the game tonight?
No. I talked to.
Oh, what up, Tobes? All right. Moving right along. Jordy Rodriguez, 2 points, 1 of 5 from the field, 0 of 4 from 3, 2 defensive rebounds, 3 assists, 2 fouls, 3 turnovers, 17 minutes played, +8. And I think he had probably about 4 or 5 different hustle plays. That's not a stat on our stat sheet, but I'm just saying that dude is not afraid to throw his body around either.
No, I love Jordy Rodriguez. I think the way he plays, it's going to work. His style of game, it is going to work because he's going to get comfortable. He's going to make threes, and he flies around. I love it. I love Jordy Rodriguez.
He's fun to watch. You can see he does look so European. Just everything about him screams European. But yeah, I think he'll be good. You just, again, another freshman adjusting to this league, and just these are the things you go through.
Yes, you spotted me talking to Corey Evans, and I have been friends with Corey for 15 plus years. So you will see me talking to Corey Evans most nights. Like, Corey and I go way back. If you don't know, Corey was a national basketball scout for Rivals. So all those years that I've been out on the AAU circuit, Corey worked in the industry. Corey, actually, I met Corey. I think I've told this story before, I know, but we, new people tonight. Corey was coaching Shane Bohannon. I think Shane's going into his junior year of high school in AAU. That's when I met Corey. So I've known Corey forever. So yeah, you will see me talking to Corey most of the time before the game because we're friends. It's like I've been friends with Drew Adams for 20 years. So you were going to see me before games talking to Drew Adams because I've been friends with those guys for a long time.
All right. Tyler McKinley, 2 points, 1 of 3 from the field, 0 of 1 from 3, 3 offensive, 1 defensive, giving him 4 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 fouls, 1 turnover, 17 minutes played, +1. Tyler McKinley's in my top 3. I just don't know if he's number 2 of my favorite players. I love watching him out there. He's such a goon, and I love it. I love it.
He's really good in his role. Oh no. No, I told you. I mean, guys, Tobes might join us Monday. I did the Tobes face, like I did the Tobes meme. Come on. Tyler's going to be really good. His offensive game is not all the way there yet. This is exactly when Slime went down, and people asked me, what is Tyler going to be? He's Slime 2-3 years ago. Like, he's still got some development before he really gets comfortable and turns into a really, really good player for Cincinnati. But right now, you can put him on the floor. He can help you. He's going to do the dirty work things. He's going to hit the offensive glass. He's going to guard. He's going to do exactly what you ask him to do. He's going to get some steals. He's going to make some hustle plays. Like, yeah, you can win with Tyler McKinley playing 15, 17 minutes a night.
My favorite play from him tonight was when he caused the turnover when they were running that half-court press, and he just gets in there and disrupts the guy who caught the ball and didn't expect Tyler McKinley to be in his face. He's just a goon. I love it. Yeah. Love it, love it, love it. Keyshawn Tillery, no points, no shots, 1 rebound, defensive, nothing else at all on the stat sheet here. 9 minutes played, -2.
Needs to be a little bit more assertive, but that's going to come with being on the floor more. I don't think he really had any situations where I thought he passed up shots or anything. So just kind of letting the game come to him. I like that he's not forcing anything. Agreed. And he understands, like, right now his role's backup point guard. Go out there and be solid. Go out there and don't be the reason that your team gives up a 9-0 run.
We've recently seen in the last couple of seasons freshmen come in and force things.
Yeah.
Particularly from 3. And he's not doing any of those things. I'm totally okay with it. Just, I'm sure the game is still very fast to him, and he's not out there making just blundering errors or anything like that. So
no, and he defends well.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Outside of that, the only player we didn't mention that was mentioned in the post-game presser, Halvine Zella, did not play a single minute. Wes was apparently upset that Halvine did not get in. He owned it. He said, that's on me. I got to make sure that I get him in. I thought that Halvine actually probably could have contributed a little bit in this game, but
agreed.
That's where we're at.
And we'll talk about a Bearcat that was not on the floor tonight. He was instead on the floor at Iona. Let's fucking go. CJ Anthony, 25 points tonight in an Iona win over Hofstra. Big time.
Just happy to see him in a place where he's able to make those types of contributions. Good on him.
Yeah, I mean, that was the whole he could have stayed, he could have played last year. If he was here this year, he probably would have gotten 8-10 minutes a game, 5-8-10 minutes a game. He wanted to go somewhere that he was going to be getting a chance to be a starter and to be kind of a focal point of a solid team. Iona has had a solid program forever. Yep. And my boy goes out there and drops 25. Let's go, CJ. Let's go. That's a guy, when he's done with college, he'll be around. He'll be around. Probably. No, I'm around here. Like when we need somebody to talk some basketball, CJ will be around. I love that guy.
I figured as much, considering he almost had a show on this very network.
We wanted to get CJ a podcast while he was on the team last year, and we just never were able to connect the dots on making it happen. But yeah, I love CJ. So I'm really happy for him. That's all I got. You got anything else? All right, there you go. That's the aftermath. Enjoy your Saturday off. Aaron and I will be back Sunday to recap the Big 12 football and basketball. Kansas got smoked tonight by North Carolina in basketball. So thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time. That's the aftermath. Brought to you by Galactic Fried Chicken right here on BearcatJournal.com.
See ya.